I walked probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 steps before I realized I was running into things that I should have known were there, but I couldn't see them because while I could see clearly, the path I was looking at was actually behind me and not in front of me. I was carrying the giant mirror off of my wife's dresser while we were moving. And while I could see perfectly well, what I could see was not in front of me, it was behind me. And it was causing me to run into things that were in front of me because I wasn't where I was looking. You ever done that? I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. I think more often than they're willing to acknowledge, more often than we are willing to acknowledge, we walk through life sometimes looking in the rearview mirror or the side mirrors on our car or carrying a big mirror in front of us. And what we're really doing is looking at the mistakes of our past. Not looking at the future opportunities that lie in front of us. Not even looking at the lessons that we learn from the mistakes that we made in the past. We're looking at what we did wrong. What was done wrong to us. The things that have gone awry and not been what we wanted life to be. And it's easy sometimes to make excuses for that. I didn't have the right education. I didn't have the background. My parents didn't pay for college. My mom and dad didn't give me a new car when I was a kid. I didn't get to go to basketball camp or football camp or soccer camp or cello camp. I didn't get to do those things, so my life is just going to be because of it. And it'll be somebody else's fault because, well, back then, over yonder. Or maybe it's the fact that you take responsibility for the mistakes that you made. I did. I looked at the stupid things that I did in the past and said, because of those things, I find myself to be disqualified. I made mistakes that I can't unmake. I've hurt people that I can't unhurt. I've made decisions that I can't reverse. And so here I am dealing with all of those things in my past and standing where I am saying, I'm not sure I can move forward, that I'm qualified to move forward, that I'm capable of moving forward, that I have the right to move forward because of all the things that I've done wrong. Maybe that's you. I wrote a short story when I was in my early 20s, an active duty firefighter in the Air Force. And the short story is about a guy who's a firefighter in a scene where the building is on fire. And everyone is standing outside the building. And he's the last man out. And you can hear the chief yelling, "Get him out. This building is coming down." And they give an all clear. They say there's no other victims to be rescued. Everyone else is out. The last hand line has been pulled out. There's one guy, and we can see him from the door. He's running toward the door, running toward the door. He's about to step free. And just as he reaches the threshold where he's about to be free, he turns over his shoulder and he looks back at the flame that's about to engulf him and the whole house. And as the roof collapses, he trips over something that's fallen right at the door. And as he's falling in the doorway, the door is closing in on him. The fire is collapsing in on him. Everything from behind him is about to consume him. Because he looked back instead of focusing forward. Instead of seeing this one small obstacle in front of him, he looked back at all of the things of the past and tripped himself up on a small little thing of today that would have been easily overcome. It would have been easily stepped over. It would have been really easy to say, no, I don't have to fall for that. Or whatever it is that has plagued you in the past, a gambling addiction, maybe a drinking addiction, maybe relationships that have gone awry. Those things are in the past. And then they'll come back to trip you up again. But if you keep looking at them in the past, you won't even know they're trying to trip you up. And if it's been business mistakes, relationship mistakes, or just personal choices, it can bring you down. Look at the number of major companies who are losing CEOs and chairmen and anchors over behavior of the past. Yeah, it's happening. Don't let it happen to you. Don't make the excuses for your past, and don't let mistakes of the past put you flat on your face today. Charge forward looking at your future. Look forward to what could happen in your life. Do the hard work. Step over the mistakes, but keep your focus forward. You can't get where you're going staring in a mirror. And you'll never get to your future if you're staring at your past and making excuses for past mistakes. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.